Good day, everyone. This is Tommy. I'm a 3D artist and I'm also a 3D animator. So, I specialize in creating characters and animating them. So, today I'll be taking you on an introduction into Blender. So, Blender is a 3D software, it's literally a do all software. You have a spot for 2D, you have a place for graphics, and if you are interested in VFX, we have a place for VFX and video editing. So it's literally a jack of all trade. So how you can get this, just go on the site blender.org and download any version of Blender that is most compatible with your system. So currently I'm using 4.1, but systems that are not really high-end systems can go low as 3.6 or thereabouts. So I'm using 4.1. Currently there are newer ones like 4.3, 4.2, 4.3, but right now I'm using 4.1. So this is the interface of Blender, and this is how it looks. We have the 3D viewport, which you can see everything around. That's what makes 3D. So if you're using a mouse, you can just click your scroll button. Once you click down your scroll button, you'll be able to rotate round the whole interface like this. Then if you hold shift on your keyboard and you click, you'll be able to pan around like this. You can use those shortcuts or you can use the gizmos here. As you can see, this red, blue, green around, you can just hold it to spin around. You can use this zoom to zoom in, or you can use your scroll wheel to zoom in, and you can use this hand that you're seeing here to pan around. This is for camera view, so once you click it, it takes you to camera view, and this padlock is to lock the camera view. So once you lock it, you lock the camera in view, so it's looking at the place that you want it to look. But if you unlock it and just rotate, come out of the camera view. So that's it for rotating, zoom and pan. So this pan, zoom in, zoom out, rotate. So in 3D, there are the reason why it's called 3D is because it's called 3 dimension. So it's a 3 dimension. So you have the z-axis, which is up. We have the x-axis, which is right and left, and we have the y-axis. Yeah, this is the y-axis. So we have left, right, x-axis, y-axis. Can serve as your left and right depending on when you're looking. And then we have the y-axis, which is up and down. So about 3 dimension, we have x, we have y, and we have z. Those are the 3 dimensions. Yes, so let's go from click this drop down, then go to image editor, and you bring in an image that you want to model. I have already downloaded what I want to model, so once you do that, just zoom out to the zoom, or you can use your scroll wheel. Then that's it. So click this box, if you want to lift the box and move the box, you can use G on your keyboard, or you can use this move button. Then you can move it right, up, down, wherever you want to move it. Control Z to undo anyways. So you can move it. If you want to rotate it, you'll be doing a lot of moving and rotating. Rotate X, Y axis. Let's model this camera. Let's model this camera first. What we want to do is put this into view. So we have two different type of view. We have the perspective. Those of you that did basic tech or that did engineering, we have perspective and we have optographic. Now optographic is this one that looks weird. It's a 2D format of looking at stuff. It's 2D but it's 3D in a way. So this is the type of stuff you'll be seeing in orthographic view. In perspective, to put things in perspective. Sometimes perspective can be deceiving, so that's why we use orthographic, so that we can understand what we are doing. So the shortcuts for putting stuff in quick orthographic, or if I want to face up, I can press 7. I'll face up. If I want to face the front view, I can press 1 and I'll face the front view. Let me deform this object so you understand better. If I deform this object, so you see the object now. I want to look up, use 7. 7 will take me to the top view. I can use 1 to take me to the front view, 3 take me to the side view. So, but the side view that 3 took me to was this side. If I want to look at this side, I'll use Control 3. Click here, Control 3. See, now I'm looking at this side. 3, Control 3. So if I want to look behind this model, for instance, now I can just use Control 1. Now I'm looking behind it. If I use 1, I'll just be looking in front. Control 1, look back. So those are the short keys for it. So for people that like long cut, you can use the button that is right above your tab button on your keyboard. I don't know what that's called, but it looks, those two signs on it above the tab, you can press it, then you see it, left, front, top, back, right, view selected, bottom, camera view. So you can use that one for people that like long cuts. So Control Z, let's model this. So 1, let's put this into view. Then if you notice the camera has a slim side. Obviously this is not a slim side, so we need to reduce the width. So the shortcut for that is S. Then depending on the angle you are looking at, I want this to be on the Y axis, so I'm going to say S for scale, Y for the axis, or reduce it on that axis. So you see, also the height is not the same with this, so you need to reduce the height. So I can say S Z for the height. Then let's reduce the width for S and X, reduce. So now we have something. So the good things about about Blender is modifiers. So we have a lot of wonderful modifiers here. So if you look down here, you see a lot of tabs here. We want to come down to this one that looks like spanner, this wrench button. Then you click add modifiers. So you see what we call a bevel modifier. So this bevel creates edges between a line, or we call that a vertice. So we have this dot you are seeing here is a vertice. This is an edge, so I can select an edge. That is the connection between two vertices. This is one vertice, this is another vertice. When they come together, it becomes an edge. And when you have 3 or more vertices, it becomes a face. So this is one face. So once we have that, I'll just increase the number of vertices, that is the segments, to align with this edge that you are seeing on the camera. So let's increase that. Can increase the width, but we are going for something more like this. So go to, if you press tab, okay, if you press tab, you move between the object mode and the edit mode. That is this drop down here. You can manually do that yourself. So you move between the object and the edit. All these ones, they don't concern you right now. So press tab, go to the edit, click on this face and select face. Tab, you go into edit mode. So let's start with this click first. Yeah, I think we should start with this click. Let's start with that the click button. So a way to import objects or mesh like this one that we are working with, the control is Shift A to bring it in, or add, can come to add here. So Shift A, and let's bring in the circle. You can see the circle here. So I want the circle to be right above here. I will just G to grab on the Z axis, that is to go up, then G, X to move to this side, then scale, S is to scale, S is to scale, G, Z to move, G, Y, G, Z. So get familiar with it. So tab to go into edit mode, then press F to fill in the space. So you see that before there was no face here, it was just a round edge. So when you press F, you fill in the space. Then there is a button or there is a feature called extruding. So you see how flat this circle is. We want it to have width like this. So, and we want the width to be scaling up. So we press E to extrude. So you see the way we successfully extruded. So let's add a bevel to this. See how it is. See how this is. So if you right click, you will see shade smooth. So shade smooth. Let's scale this up on the Z axis and bring it down. If you press the question mark, question mark button on your keyboard is actually slash. So let's press slash to isolate that object. So I want this to create a connection. I'll press I on your keyboard to insert, and then I'll use that same E to extrude.